Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor and I help people navigate through their ascension process. And today I'm going to talk about what I believe, and I suspect you'll agree, what the most important thing that you need to know about the whole fourth density ascension or fifth dimension ascensional process we're all going through. There's one thing that it stands far above all the other factors that people tend to consider that is of the utmost importance. That if you only do this one thing, if you only know this thing and actually apply it, you're good to go, essentially. There's a lot of tangents out there, and they're all cool, and they're all interesting, and they're all relevant and have their place. But the most important thing to know is that you need to vibrate higher. What does it mean to vibrate higher? What's the fastest way to vibrate higher? To become good, skilled at embodying the energetic states of love and compassion and having an overall energy and direction of service to other people over yourself. Is that it? Is that it, Vic? That's it? Yeah, that's basically it. Sounds simple, and it is simple, but it's not easy to do because we're so conditioned to do the exact opposite. We're so conditioned to be on the defensive and to allow our pain that we've accumulated through life dictate our emotions and our thoughts, and therefore our actions, our energetic states of being. This energy of love and compassion cannot be faked. You can even force yourself through like positive affirmations, if you want to recite them, to think positive thoughts. I love him, I love him, I love him, I love humanity, I love the world. But if you don't actually feel it, it's not doing you very much good. So how do you do this? It's it's ironic the way you do this. The way you do it is being willing to look at your own darkness with honesty. Your awakening, for all of you, for me, is bringing to the surface areas of yourself that is uncomfortable to look at. And yet it is those areas that we don't want to look at, we don't want to experience, we don't want to deny and suppress. Those areas are causing us to embody states of being that are unlike what I mentioned, love, forgiveness, etc. They are contrary to that. And until we develop the courage to boldly look deeply at ourselves with honesty and openness to uncover and heal those wounds, we will never be able to embody the state of being consistently enough to match this new frequency that the planet is being inundated with. That is not to scare you, because if you're all watching this video, you're all fine. You're gonna get there, but we could all do better. And I say this from experience. I just have been recently watching this new show, really good. It's called Cosmic Disclosure on Gaia TV. I just got the Gaia TV thing finally, and there's this guy Corey Good. He's like a whistleblower. Someone who's been like involved in the secret space station, like the power elite have and whatnot, and he's just spitting out all this interesting content about his experiences there. And he's actually in contact. Take this for what you will. It's not important that you believe me. There's a point to this, whether you want to buy into what I'm saying or not. But anyway, supposedly he's in contact with the extraterrestrials that are sort of behind the scenes helping us with the ascension process as a planet. And the one thing these higher beings from like much higher densities are constantly trying to convey to him, to express, is that the most important thing, as I just said, is what I said, is to have a service to others and just embody the states of love and forgiveness. Anyway, so I've been like binge watching this show, and he's always talking about, he's always reiterating that. And as a result, I've been working on that. I've been more conscientious about that myself. And I've realized just by having that notion in mind, or being reminded of that from this other guy, it has really helped me do this number one thing a lot better. For example, I was in the basement today working out, And lately I've been letting my kids come down, which can be a little bit nutty because it's usually working out is like my time. I like to kind of have my own time and get into my zone. But they love it so much, so I've been letting them come down, and we're moving soon. So, but anyway, sometimes they can get like bored and restless and start like being bad, you could say. And my son Lucas, he whipped my daughter with this guitar cord, a pretty like heavy duty cord. He freaking like a whipped her, and it, you know, lashed her. It like made her, there's a visual mark, and she's crying, and I was so mad at him. And in the past, I could have very well, like, you know, God damn it, you know, like flipped out a little bit. And I did for like a second. And then I said, you know what? That thing, because I've been watching so much of this show, it popped in my head. And I said, no. How? I'm really trying to walk the walk, you know? So I'm like, what would like a higher being do? What is the righteous thing to do in this situation? Not get mad, not yell at them. They're just kids. So I went and I got my son Lucas, and I sat them both in chairs, and I explained to my daughter Maya, like, listen, he's 3 years old. He didn't understand that this is actually going to cause you that degree of pain. And in that sense, maybe you should forgive him. And I told Lucas, listen, instead of yelling at him and saying, you shouldn't do this, this is wrong, blah, 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 you know, expressing my anger about the situation, I just try to get him to, he's a smart kid, I try to get him to understand, like, your actions cause your sister pain, and you love your sister. And that's not cool, you know. You shouldn't, I didn't even say you shouldn't do it. I just kind of explained to him, like, I try to get him to just feel that on a heart sort of level. Anyway, that's just one little example of me catching myself and doing something that I would normally do one way, vastly differently, far more in alignment with this, like, tip and this #1 thing I keep talking about. So if I can do it, you guys can do it. And that's why I made this video, to maybe perhaps plant that seed in your head and to stress what you guys already know this on some level. I know this, that the most important thing is to be an example of love and compassion and understanding. Like the real deal, not in a phony way, not in a sanctimonious, look how humble I am sort of way, or just doing deeds that are helpful to others, but you know you're doing them because they benefit you. You know, being really, actually altruistic. We can all do that better. Again, me included. And that's something I'm working on. And I wanted to share that because that message from this guy, Corey Good, is becoming more, it's just starting to ring more true to me. And I know it's hard. This is something that's so easy to put off. It's so easy to look out into the world and see, screw them. What, love them? Love other people? Look at how crazy it is. Look at how negative it is. Look at Donald Trump just won the election. Look at this charade we're forced, that's being shoved down our throat. There's so many reasons to be indignant that it's not easy, I know. But that's the test, man. That's the challenge. The challenge to you. Can you be loving in this situation? You can, and that's why you came here. But it takes effort. It takes a lot of brutal honesty and effort to actually do that. And that is my invitation for you guys, to step up your game, see how well you can practice that skill of being genuinely loving. And the more people who can get good at that, the faster everything changes that we want. But it starts with us. It starts with the people who are aware that they can actually affect reality by their good feelings. If not you, then who will do that?